up, you beautiful bastards? Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. Welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show, and let's just jump into it. And the first thing we're going to talk about today was the most requested story in many ways because it incorporates many things that are happening right now. The first is the massive change that may shake up YouTube as we know it right now. YouTube has updated their terms of service to combat harassment and cyberbullying. In their policy center, they wrote, "We want you to use YouTube without fear of being subjected to malicious harassment. In cases where harassment crosses the line into a malicious attack, it can be reported and will be removed. In other cases, users may be mildly annoying or petty and should simply be ignored. Harassment may include," and the big thing here is may. Harassment may include abusive videos, comments, messages, revealing someone's personal information, aka doxing them, maliciously recording someone without their consent, deliberately posting content in order to humiliate someone, making hurtful and negative comments / videos about another person, unwanted sexualization, which encompasses sexual harassment or sexual bullying in any form, and incitement to harass other users or creators. And that's a huge deal because it seems to be targeting some of the biggest growing channels on YouTube in 2016, but also because the language seems very open on purpose. And so that's why with this terms of service change, there are a lot of people cheering and a lot of people saying, whoa, 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 what the hell? The people cheering saying, yes, we want people to be safe on YouTube. No one should have their personal information thrown out there. No one should be attacked just for being who they are. But the other side saying this potentially hurts freedom of speech because the language is seemingly so purposefully open that someone making a video criticizing someone could be seen as hate speech. I mean, just look at how open the language is, making hurtful and negative comments / videos about another person, right? Many users are saying, well, is there a department? Is there a specific person that is deciding what is hate speech and what is not? Is this just meant to stop the 16-year-old in high school who makes a whole video called "Stephanie is a slut" and she's just shouting hate speech and obviously harassing? Or will that also then extend to other people criticizing other YouTubers, celebrities, politicians, whoever? And the reason that's a big deal, I mean, just look at the last week of videos we had on this channel. The Travis Barker versus Rice Gum situation. Rice Gum made a video about his daughter. Barker and a company he's connected to took down Rice Gum's video via copyright, which Rice Gum seems to be wanting to fight because he believes that he's covered by fair use. But even if that strike's removed, Travis Barker, whoever, could then just say, oh, that's harassment. You're deliberately posting content in order to humiliate someone. You made comments about her making sexual poses, so in this claim, I'm going to say, hey, that's sexual bullying. Also, how will that affect one of the most requested stories? Again, huge YouTubers, Grade A, Under A, Leafy is here making videos about Keemstar. We talked about those stories last week. That channel, Drama Alert, has dropped 60,000 plus subscribers to date. Many people saying with this terms of service, are the videos that Grade A, Under A, and Leafy is here making, do those break the new rules? Also, does Keemstar and Drama Alert's channel break those rules? And one of the new arguments against Keemstar, this one coming from Grade A, Under A, is he a hypocrite, and also is he a pedophile? Showing that Keemstar went after a YouTuber for an alleged relationship with a 15-year-old, but then showing footage where an alleged 15-year-old strips down naked during a Keemstar live stream, and she has like little signs that say, "I love Keemstar." Apparently there's going to be a part 2 to this video on Tuesday. I mean, people are wondering, because of the terms of service change, does that mean that Grade A going in on Keem, that goes against the rules? Because it's negative, and people could argue that it's meant to humiliate him. Even other YouTuber iDubbbz, who did his version of like an exposed video on Keemstar where he says, "Kill yourself," could you take that small bit as a way to shut down that video? Also, if YouTube does make the bold move of shutting down any of these channels, how will the internet react? You're talking about people that have 2 to 5 million uniques daily. Would YouTube actually risk what that fan reaction looks like? Hell, even outside of the last week of YouTube drama, like remember that Casey Neistat video where he kind of jokingly made fun of the cop? It was one of his most disliked videos. People were saying he was bullying the cop. Would he have his video pulled? Side note, personally, I think Casey got too much crap for that video. He's just kind of busting balls, which is what a lot of New Yorkers do. But he handled it. The main point I'm trying to get across here is no one knows where the line is right now. Are we about to see a bunch of YouTube channels get shut down? Maybe these terms of service changes are coming in over the weekend, which means now the work week has started, and if people start using the reporting tool, boom. With how big of an archive many of these channels have, there has to be at least 3 slip-ups, which means we might see some channels blow up, and not in the good way. Unless I guess you hate those channels, in which case it would be the good way for you. But all of that's going to come down to how YouTube themselves handle this situation. And so as far as my opinion, yes, I believe that we could try to make YouTube a safer place, but at what point? This terms of service change feels very much like a wild card. And it makes me nervous because if they start enforcing this too liberally, what does that mean for censorship here on YouTube? Because that's essentially what this could become. We'll have to wait and see. And so that's where we're going to end this story, but I want to end it with a question to you guys. When you see this change to the terms of service, are you happy? You say, yes, this is going to make YouTube better, or do you think that this is a slippery slope that it could lead to mass censorship? I'd love to know what you think and why. And our next story actually relates to harassment outside of YouTube and what could be a landmark case. 25-year-old Olivia Melville had a Tinder profile where she had the description, "The type of girl that will suck you dry and then eat some lunch with you." For those that don't know, those are some Drake lyrics about liking big girls. Well, a 31-year-old guy by the name of Chris Hall is swiping through Tinder and he sees this, so he decides to screenshot it. He posts a screenshot on his Facebook page with the caption, "Stay classy, ladies. I'm surprised she'd still be hungry for lunch." The post blew up on Facebook, thus bringing in a wave of some of the most horrible comments ever, including but not limited to, "I would rape you if you were better looking." And some of the negative comments came from Chris Hall's friend, Zane Alkin, who who wrote "fucking basic slut," among other things. And after these posts, he was charged and now has pled guilty to misusing a carriage service to menace, harass, or offend. The guilty plea seemed very unexpected, and now Zane Alkin faces up to 3 years in prison. This is one of those other stories that has people split. Some people saying, yeah, something you're doing online, you're being held accountable, while others are arguing he shouldn't be held accountable, or those saying that he should be held accountable saying 3 years is excessive. What do you guys think? Then in awesome news, if you are a fan of essentially free stuff and you're one of the 50 million people to use Ticketmaster between October 21st, 1999 and February 27th, 2013, and you paid some of their ridiculous fees, you may be happy to know that you are getting some free stuff. Ticketmaster has settled a $400 million class action lawsuit against them over those fees, and they're paying out the settlement via discount codes and vouchers. So if you can remember your Ticketmaster login, go log in, check your inbox, you most likely have some access to free shows. The vouchers will work for a list of eligible events, which you can try to check now, but you might also need to go back in a week because right now the link is dead. I mean, you have literally millions of people going, yes, I want my free tickets, please, thank you. So there was that. Then there were essentially 2 internet riots that happened last night. The first is that somehow, aka LeBron James revealing that he is a demigod, the Cleveland Cavaliers put their finishing touches on coming back 3 games to 1 to win the NBA Finals against a team that had gone 66 games in a row without having a single back-to-back loss. I don't even really watch basketball anymore. That was insane. So depending on who you were rooting for, congratulations and or I'm sorry. And the other reason people were losing their damn minds is that HBO now crashed right after Game of Thrones went up. If you haven't been watching this season, it is the best season of Game of Thrones yet, and oh my god, last night's episode. Don't worry, no spoilers, and I don't know about you, but if you were watching last night, did you do the same thing where you just started saying, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god? You just kept getting louder and louder until the end of the episode, and you were like, oh my god! That said, if your only access was HBO Now, you're most likely really pissed off last night. And HBO jumped on social media to apologize, but many cord cutters are wondering, like, is this going to be the norm? If people are pumped for something, will it just not work? I mean, this happened with True Detective season finale. And personally, I'm less fascinated by if HBO is going to get more servers, fix their situation. I'm more interested to see that if because of this outage, there was more torrenting of the episode. I think that data would be pretty telling. Side note, the Game of Thrones YouTube channel, the badasses that they are, they released a 10-minute featurette on how they did a bunch of the stuff last night. I'm still feeling claustrophobic. Main point, it's a good watch. Then we had the very unexpected and horrible news that 27-year-old actor Anton Yelchin died over the weekend. It was initially described as the result of a freak car accident, and then more details came out. So what seems to have happened is that late Saturday night, Anton was late for a rehearsal with friends. For some reason, he exited his vehicle, which turns out to be a Jeep Grand Cherokee. That matters, more on that in a second. He was then possibly checking his mail. He was near the mailbox, and his car, which turns out to have been in neutral, rolled down a very steep driveway, hitting him and slamming him into the brick mailbox. And so when he didn't show up to rehearsal, his friends went to his house, and that's where they found him pinned against his car and the mailbox dead. And as far as why the vehicle was left in neutral and was able to kill him, that's actually why it's important that it's a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's been noted but not confirmed that Yelchin's exact vehicle fits this recall. Many people pointing out there was a recall this year on 2014-2015 Jeep Grand Cherokees over a defect the vehicle had that the NHTSA described as the affected vehicles equipped with an 8-speed automatic transmission and a monostable gear selector may not adequately warn the driver when the driver's door is opened and the vehicle's not in park, allowing them to exit the vehicle while the vehicle is still in gear. Drivers thinking that their vehicle's transmission is in the park position may be struck by the vehicle and injured if they attempt to get out of the vehicle while the engine is running and the parking brake is not engaged. And by April 12, 2016, the NHTSA reported Chrysler had identified 212 crashes, 308 claims of property damage, and 41 injuries related to this issue. And on this note, a representative from Fiat Chrysler Automotive said drivers of affected vehicles were notified and issued directions to properly operate the shifter. The company could not speak about the specific accident nor whether Yelchin's vehicle was one of the ones affected by the recall. And so obviously there's a lot of talk now about is there going to be a massive lawsuit. We'll talk on that more later. And I'm saddened by this. I didn't know Anton, but I met him once. And my experience with him was very similar to all the people praising him online now. Just a nice guy. He's probably one of the most grateful people I've ever met. I know YouTubers with 50,000 subscribers that have bigger egos than this man. And that's how I want to end this story. Hearing words of a grateful man who knew that his place in life was so amazing. He was just so thankful and he just wanted to keep doing it because it's amazing that we get this opportunity in life.
I think I'm at this weird place where I'm just like trying to just have gratitude all the time, you know, and trying to like figure out what it is that I want. I think that creatively speaking, I've been very gratified by the filmmakers I've worked with. I guess Jeremy's one of them. No, I mean,
I'll look away.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, it means a lot to me, I think, and I learn and I grow. It's hard to, like, pick a highlight, I guess. It's important to, like, just retain gratitude for them at all times, you know?
Because your life is just that awesome. It's
No,
hard,
man,
it's
it's
hard
just
to even differentiate.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Layers
man,
of
it's like,
awesomeness.
it's like, you know, I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for movies that I've done that I hate and the experiences suck. You know what I mean? Because realistically, how many people get to make movies? You know,
Yeah.
it's like the fact that we get on a set and we can do that is great. I mean, some of the movies have been really where I watch them and I'm like, okay, you know, but that's fine too. Like, I get to do this every day.
You know, I watch that now and I appreciate his words even more because even if it's not about movies, it's just whatever you're doing in life or you have the opportunity in life, embrace it and always try to succeed. And if and when you do succeed, don't take it for granted because anything could happen. Anything could happen where just boom, one day you're not here. That's important to remember. And then I want to talk about our BAMFs of the day. We have way more than one today, so many people. The counter-protesters that were a part of and worked with the Orlando Shakespeare Company and the Angel Action Network, who were the counter-protesters to the Westboro Baptist Church. Over the weekend, there was a memorial for the victims of the Orlando shooting, a horrifying attack that killed and injured so many that was praised by the Westboro Baptist Church. And the Westboro Baptist Church also went down there to protest. And so many people went down there, one, to show their support for the victims, but also to counter-protest the Westboro Baptist Church, including the BAMFs that I mentioned that were dressed up as huge angels to block out the Westboro Baptist protesters. They wore these massive angel wings with white linen, so they literally blocked out the hate from the memorial. And so I want to thank and shine a light on these counter-protesters for showing me that there is a lot of love in this world, that we do care about one another, and that we are in this together. But also a little shout out to the Westboro Baptist Church as well for showing us what hate looks like and making it so easy to rally against it. Every day you exist and you spew your hate, you bring those you hate together. And that's actually where I'm gonna end today's show. And remember, if you liked this video, hit that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Do it! Makes little Shia happy. But that said, of course, as always, my name's Philip DeFranco. You've just been filled in. I love yo faces, and I'll see you tomorrow.